our topic, that is transport in plants part 3. Okay, so in our last class we have discussed about some important terms. What are the terms? Osmosis, diffusion and active transport. So these are three important terms and go through it properly. Most of you are having the doubts for capillary action. So today I will tell you what is capillary action. So before going to capillary action, first let me tell you about two important terms, that are cohesion and adhesion. Okay, what is cohesion? Cohesion is an important property of fluid. What happens in a fluid? All the particles or all the molecules of the fluid, they attract each other. You can take a best example of water, a drop of water. You can take a drop of rainwater. Rainwater is spherical in structure. Why? Because all the molecules inside a drop of water, they attract each other. Okay? This is suppose a drop of water means all the water molecules present in the drop of water, they all attract each other so that they will form a water drop. This is a property of water and this property is known as cohesion. Cohesion is the phenomenon in which same particles that sticks to each other. Here we are talking about same type of particles. In water drop, we are talking about same type of molecule, that are water molecules in a water drop. They attract each other, and this tendency is called cohesion. The next tendency is adhesion. Adhesion means when you are taking water in a glass, there will be an attractive force between the water and the wall of the glass. Okay, listen carefully what I am saying. When you will take some water in a glass, there will be a force of attraction between water and the walls of the glass. This phenomena is called adhesion. Means here two different molecules attract each other. So we can define adhesion as dissimilar particles sticks to each other. And here we can take the example water to another surface, any other surface. Okay, so the attraction between the water particles which make it spherical in shape, we call it as cohesion. And the property for water which sticks to any other surface, we can take an example of glass, where it sticks to the wall of the glass. There we can say it is adhesion. Or else easily you can see, take some water in a glass, take out the water, okay, and then also you can see there will be some water particles, some water drops still attaching to the walls. This is the tendency of adhesion. Cohesion means similar particles attracting each other, and adhesion means dissimilar particles attracts each other. And combinedly, this cohesion and adhesion forms the term capillary action. What is capillary action? For example, if you will take a piece of cotton and you will dip it inside water, you can see a piece of cotton, it will have small pores over it, some narrow space over it. So when you will dip the cotton piece inside water, it will fill with water. Means to the small pores, water get enter easily. Within a second, the cotton will fill with water. That is capillary action. Means attraction of water molecules towards narrow space due to cohesion and adhesion. Due to the tendency of cohesion and adhesion, water will move faster in a narrow space. Okay? And this tendency we can see for xylem. Okay? When there will be an absorption of water by root and by osmosis, water get easily, it will pass up to xylem, and from xylem it can easily pass up to the leaf. Because in our first part we have discussed that xylem contains tracheal vessels, and vessels are pipe-like in structure. That pipe is very narrow, and that narrow pipe helps the water to move easily up to from bottom to the top. This kind of tendency is called capillary action. So capillary action is a tendency where water can move in a narrow space. And remember, fluid always, if you will take example of water can move easily in a narrow space rather than in a wide space. Why? Because the tendency of cohesion and adhesion. Cohesion and adhesion easily takes place in narrow space, and this phenomenon is called as capillary action. Okay, so this is the topic of our last part. Now come to today's topic. Okay, so today at first I am starting about SAP. S-A-P, SAP. What is SAP? SAP means mineral and water. Combinedly we can call it as SAP. What is cell sap? After absorption, the vacuoles of a cell get filled with mineral and water. All the dissolved minerals that are absorbed by the cell wall and water that are absorbed by the cell membrane, because cell wall is freely permeable and cell membrane is semi-permeable. So after that, they both will enter into a cell, and they both will be there inside the cell and get stored in the vacuole of the cell. Here, the fluid present inside the vacuole we call it as cell sap. What is the fluid? The dissolved mineral and water. So sap is the mineral and water. Cell sap means mineral and water present in a vacuole of a cell. Okay, or the fluid that is present inside the vacuole of a cell, we call it as cell sap. Then ascent of sap. What is ascent? Ascending order means from down to top. Descending order means from top to down. Okay, so ascent of sap means upward movement of sap, upward movement of mineral and water. When root undergo absorption, it will send mineral water up to xylem, and xylem will send this mineral and water up to leaf. Okay, so now when the mineral and water it will enter to a cell, now we can call it the cell sap, and this cell sap will move from the bottom part up to the top of the plant, that is up to the leaf, and this tendency is called ascent of sap, means upward movement of sap. Okay, root pressure. What is root pressure? Root pressure means when root will absorb mineral water, continuous absorption of mineral water will create a pressure over the root. Okay, so that the absorption will increase due to the pressure, and that pressure is called root pressure. Okay, so these are some important terms. Sap means mineral and water. When mineral and water are stored inside the cell, we call it as cell sap. Okay, ascent of sap means when the cell sap it will move up, it is known as ascent of cell. Root pressure, the pressure created in root due to the continuous movement of mineral and water, due to continuous osmosis, due to continuous diffusion, due to continuous active transport. It is called root pressure, and this root pressure only enables the root to absorb more. Okay, now come to our next important topic, that is transpiration. Okay, you know very well what is transpiration. Transpiration means the loss of water from the aerial part of a plant. Okay, so do you know if plant will absorb 100% of water, only 2% of it will be utilized for photosynthesis, and rest of the percentage of water it will transpire through what? Transpiration. So transpiration is an important tendency that takes place in plants. I have not written here the definition, you can refer your book, and it is already known to you what is transpiration. Now what is transpirational pull? Okay, pull means to take up. What is transpirational pull? So what happens during daytime when the sunlight is more and the water content of the leaf is more, water will lose its excess water evaporate water, there will be a scarcity of water in the leaf. Now leaf demands more water for photosynthesis. To which it will demand? It will demand water to the xylem present in the stem. Okay? And xylem demands water to the root. And root will absorb water from the soil. Understand it properly? When during daytime, when the sunlight is more, the excess water over the leaf of the plant and the stem of the plant, it will evaporate in the process of transpiration, and the leaf cells will get empty. Now the leaf cell wants water for photosynthesis. As we know, for photosynthesis, three things that are needed. What are that? Carbon dioxide, water, and carbon dioxide, mineral water, and sunlight in the presence of chlorophyll. So leaf needs water from xylem, and xylem in turn asks water to root, and now root will pull water up. This is called as transpirational pull. The pulling effect caused due to the effect of transpiration is known as transpirational pull. Okay, so suction force. What is suction force? The same. As I said, after evaporation of water, leaf will demand water from stem, and stem will ask for water from the root, and root will suck the water from soil. This is called as suction force, and the force created to suck water from soil is called suction force. So transpirational pull causes suction force. The force created in xylem vessel due to transpiration. Due to transpiration, xylem vessels will ask for water from root, and root will absorb water and give it to xylem. It creates a sucking force or suction force. This is called as suction force. So understood? Transpiration causes transpiration pull and also suction force. Capillary force. As we have discussed here, what is capillary action? Now come to capillary force. Capillary force means during transpiration, the water molecules are pulled up in a narrow space of xylem. Okay? During transpiration, as the demand of water increases, the pulling effect or the sucking effect of water will also increase. And water, then it will move in a narrow space of xylem, in the vessel of the xylem. So, we can define capillary force as during transpiration, the water molecules are pulled up in the narrow xylem vessel. It is called capillary action, and the force created by capillary action is called capillary force. Okay, so these are some important terms. What are these terms? Again I am repeating. From here we will start. These all. Okay, again I am repeating. From cohesion. Cohesion is a property of fluid where similar particles will attract each other. Adhesion is a property of fluid or liquid where dissimilar particles will attract each other. Capillary action occurs due to cohesion and adhesion where liquid moves in a narrow space, in a high speed. This is called capillary action. We can talk about sap. Sap is the mineral water content or mineral water. What is sap? The mineral water content of a cell. Okay. Ascent of sap means the upward movement of sap. Root pressure means the pressure created over the root due to the continuous movement of water up. Transpiration, as you know, the loss of water from the aerial part of plants. Transpirational pull. Due to transpiration, there will be a pulling effect created because the demand of water will increase. So, root will pull water from soil. This is called as transpirational pull. The pulling force created in root due to transpiration. xylem vessel will suck more water and it will create a force that is called suction force. The force created in xylem vessels due to transpirational pull is known as suction force. So we can say transpirational pull and suction force both are interrelated. Capillary force. So during transpiration, when it undergoes transpirational pull or suction force, the narrow space of xylem, that is the xylem vessel. Already we have discussed about the structure of xylem vessel. They are tubular in structure, end to end they are connected, and they will form a long pipe, and that is a narrow pipe, not a wide pipe. As it is narrow and as water is moving in a narrow space, we name it as capillary action, or the force created due to that capillary action we call it as capillary force. Okay, so all these terms are interrelated with each other. How? Means transpiration occurs, means evaporation, loss of water will occur. After the water get lost from plant, the demand of water will increase, so that the transpiration pull will increase and suction force will increase. There will be root pressure, the pressure in the root will also increase, and it causes the ascent of sap, and the capillary force enables the sap to move up in a smooth manner. Okay, so interrelate all these terms. Again go through these terms, make a clear note about this. Next, about